During lunar missions, spacecraft operate in an extremely delicate environment. The moon, known as Moon, has gravity that is only about 1/6 of Earth's. That might sound weak, but it's still strong enough to pull spacecraft toward its surface, to stay in orbit, or climb away from the moon. A spacecraft must maintain precise speed and direction. Every movement is calculated by engineers working at NASA and other space agencies. Even the smallest mistake can change everything. And on this day, something didn't go as expected. At first, everything looked normal. Telemetry data showed the spacecraft gaining altitude. The engines were firing exactly as planned. But then Mission Control noticed something strange. The climb rate started slowing down. Engineers checked the data again. The spacecraft wasn't climbing anymore. It had stopped gaining altitude. A few seconds later, another alarming signal appeared. The spacecraft's trajectory had changed. Instead of moving away from the moon, it was beginning to descend back toward the lunar surface. Inside Mission Control, tension instantly filled the room.
When a spacecraft loses the momentum needed to maintain its path, gravity takes over. Even the weaker gravity of the moon can slowly pull a spacecraft downward. Engineers began calculating the new trajectory. If nothing changed, the spacecraft could eventually crash into the lunar surface. Every second mattered. Commands had to be sent quickly. But there was one problem. Signals traveling between Earth and the moon take over a second each way. That delay might sound small, but in spaceflight, it can make a huge difference. Mission Control immediately analyzed the data. The solution was clear. The spacecraft needed an engine burn correction. If the engines fired at the correct angle and for the right amount of time, the spacecraft could regain its proper trajectory. The command was sent. Seconds passed. Then finally, the engines fired. Slowly, the spacecraft began gaining speed again. The fall stopped, and the spacecraft started climbing away from the moon once more. Mission Control erupted in relief. Moments like this show just how fragile space missions can be. A tiny change in speed, a small delay in response, and an entire spacecraft could be lost. But thanks to the work of engineers and scientists, the mission was saved. And once again, humanity proved that even in the vast emptiness of space, we can overcome incredible challenges. After the spacecraft stabilized, engineers began reviewing the data. What caused the sudden loss of altitude? The answer was hidden inside the spacecraft's navigation system. During complex space maneuvers, spacecraft rely on a combination of onboard computers, sensors, and propulsion systems. These systems constantly calculate the spacecraft's position relative to the moon. But if even a small calculation is slightly off, the spacecraft can drift away from its planned path. And in space, drifting can quickly turn into something much worse. Spaceflight is often described as a battle against gravity, but in reality it's more like a carefully balanced dance. To stay in orbit, a spacecraft must travel at just the right speed. Too slow and gravity pulls it down. Too fast and it escapes the gravitational field entirely. This delicate balance was first explained by scientists like Isaac Newton, whose work on gravity laid the foundation for modern space exploration. Every mission launched by organizations such as NASA depends on these same physical laws. And even today, engineers must constantly adjust spacecraft trajectories to keep them stable. The moon may look calm from Earth, but its environment is incredibly dangerous. The surface of the moon is covered with sharp rocks, deep craters, and fine dust. There is no atmosphere to slow down a falling spacecraft. That means if something begins to fall toward the lunar surface, there is nothing to stop it. A crash would happen at incredible speed. This is why every movement near the moon must be planned with extreme precision. Moments like this are terrifying for mission controllers, but they are also incredibly valuable. Each unexpected situation teaches engineers something new about navigating space. These lessons help improve future missions. In fact, the experience gained from past missions helped humanity prepare for programs like Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon. Every close call in space exploration pushes technology forward. Exploring space has never been easy. It requires courage, precision, and the ability to solve problems millions of kilometers away. But moments like this remind us why humanity continues to reach for the stars. Because every mission brings us one step closer to understanding the universe. And our journey beyond Earth is only just beginning.